Hi people. Welcome to another map video for some smart entertainment and possibly learning new stuff. Let's get started. USA visa refusal rate by European countries. As you can see, Romania, Bulgaria, and Cyprus, even though are in the European Union, they have some refusals. I guess this is because they are outside Schengen, even if this does not explain why Croatia and Ireland don't have this issue. A bit surprised that Belarus and Bosnia have a higher acceptance rate than other countries. I guess, for Belarus case, this is going to change soon. Countries that claim to be the successor of the Roman Empire. The only claims understandable are the one from Italy, Greece, and Turkey, because they have, or they had at one point in history, control over Rome, or Constantinople. I would say that Germany and Austria have a weak claim, only because they controlled, or they were formed as a successor of the Holy Roman Empire, that, as we all know, it was not holy, nor Roman, nor an empire, but a loose confederation of German regional powers and city-states that fought for centuries against the papacy. For Russia and France, well, the only real connection is that they were, and still are, powerful countries. Serbia and Bulgaria, please don't cancel me, but I really don't see any reason regarding your claim. European countries by English proficiency. I absolutely do not agree with this map. Let me explain. Italy and Spain are spot on. The English-speaking tourists always complain that it is difficult for them to find anybody who understand them while on vacation there. But, for example, in Croatia's capital and touristic cities, which are almost all of them, everybody speaks at least 3 languages. Based on my experience, I would put Greece and Hungary as below average, and Romania, Croatia, Bulgaria, and Moldova as very high. This is another variation on the same topic. It is interesting to see how a result of a study or a poll can very much differs in results. I like this more, but still, I do not think there are so many English speakers in Greece, and there are way more in the Balkans in general. This shows the percentage of population aged between 30 and 34 years old that completed university education or equivalent in the European Union. It is funny to me because in Italy and Romania, people always complains that everybody has a degree nowadays, and instead they are 2 of the countries with the lowest percentage. We can also see that this fact is really not that dependent by economic prosperity, considering that Slovenia and Lithuania have a higher percentage than Austria. Wine consumption per person. I like this map because it shows that wine is drank not only in Latin countries, but also it is traditional in Moldova, Romania, and Hungary. Also, it is quite popular in many northern countries like the United Kingdom, Sweden, and Denmark. So the assumption that, in the north of Europe, people only drink beers, and in the east vodka, is wrong. Light pollution map of Europe. It is true, in Italy we have a huge issue regarding light pollution. The entire north of the country is not experiencing a dark night since at least the 80s. Maybe this map it's a bit exaggerated. It is not like in Milan the sun never goes down. The problem is that it is common to have diffuse lights during the night in cities, but in most places outside the cities, you will see a noticeable difference. That is not the case for large part of Italy, England, and the Benelux countries. Light pollution is linked with a plethora of health issues. Let's hope for the future people will start to take the matter more seriously. Moving around the world, This shows the language family of the most spoken language by country. It is crazy to think that most of the planet's languages can be divided in only 9 parts. But it is true, and it is caused by the United Kingdom, France, Portugal, and Russia rolled empires. And also, let's not forget the Arabic, Chinese, and Turkish civilizations that even though did not participate in Western-style colonization, they indeed managed to spread their languages on huge geographical areas. Map of countries where Christmas is a public holiday. I'm not surprised to see all the Western Hemisphere and Europe on this map, and I assume for Iraq, Syria, Egypt, and India, this is related by their Christian historical minorities. But what about Bangladesh or Malaysia? As far as I know, these countries has very little Christian communities, so this is news for me. Most viewed Wikipedia pages of countries. Of course the United States comes first, as always, and other popular countries are in the top 10 or 25, but I'm surprised to see Mexico only 36, and how come Egypt, Sweden, and Saudi Arabia are so low? Sorry for the images, but one of the reason I'm doing these videos is to distract myself from the fact that I live 130 kilometers, or 80 miles, from the border of Ukraine. In blue, all the countries with at least one metro system. Of course, most of African countries, and countries with a population smaller than 10 million don't have one. But I'm surprised to see that in Ireland, New Zealand, and South Africa there is no metro, not even under construction. At the contrary, I'm not so sure that little populated countries like Norway or Panama really needed one. Fun, and also shocking, map of the day. Countries where coffee is more Googled than tea, and vice versa. I'm so puzzled to see the entire Middle East and North Africa countries showing more interest in coffee. But also, how come in hard-working Germany, people search more about tea? Maybe to relax a bit. Actually, now that I think about it, the most significant fact from this map is that they actually managed to collect some data from North Korea. That's amazing in itself. Country of origin of the Titanic passengers. The flowers indicate that at least one passenger from that country survived. I'm really surprised to see so many countries outside of Europe and North America. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe.